Hello, hello, my niggas. Hello, my niggas. Hello, hello, everyone. Get you some fried chicken, some watermelon, some Kool-Aid, some hot sauce, some hot sauce, hot sauce. I think I scared some of the viewers away. They left. They put their tail between their legs and they went running away. They said, "Damn, this guy. How could he say that? How could he say that in a controlled slave world? You're not supposed to be able to say such things. You're not supposed to be able to speak freely in this world. How dare he say that? Get your purple and gold. It's not a field of dreams. It's a field of watermelons. It's a field of watermelons. Look at that watermelon patch. Isn't that glorious? Black Jesus has his purple and gold, bare feet. There's Jim Crow. I mean, what more can you ask for? Oh, I like when people say that's fucking ridiculous. They can't believe it. I love it. I love it. They don't get it. They don't get what I'm doing. This is a realm of fucking zombies and demon tards. Most of what I do here will never be understood in this realm. That's the way it is in this place. They don't understand anything. They just dumb it down to he's a troll. He's a troll. Just a bunch of drooling fucking retarded zombies. That's what populates this realm. That's what's here in this realm. Drooling, mindless, immoral, low IQ, unaware, unconscious zombies. Whether or not they have a spirit is yet to be determined. I won't say either way. I won't say, oh, they don't, or that they do. I don't know that yet. But whatever they are, they're very different from me. At a minimum, they're a different species of spirit. That's if they have a spirit. Now, I'm not assuming that they do, just like I'm not assuming they don't. Other YouTubers assume that all the time. They'll say, oh, they don't have a soul. They're NPCs, NPCs, NPCs. I don't know what it is, but most in this realm don't get tired of the retards. It doesn't seem to bother most people. I think most people are well suited for this realm. They love this shitty place. They do. They love it. They love it. You can stay here forever if you're attached to this. You can stay here and drink the sewage and eat it in your food, in your water, in your air, in your bodies. You can stay in your fucking rotten bodies forever, like retards, like spiritual retards. They could be shown. You could be shown paradise, and most of you are too retarded. You'll choose shit. That's how stupid people are in this realm. Just a realm of fucking zombies. That's what this place is. A realm of zombies. Most of you humans can't tell shit from Shinola. You can't tell stupid from genius. That's how dumb most of you are on Earth at this point. Now, I think decades ago, 30, 40, 50 years ago, there were more beings that could tell if someone was, we'll say, special, gifted, intellectually blessed, or if you want to call it blessed. These are human terms. Humans always tend to credit some other creature with endowing you with gifts. And you can tell the stupid ones. I don't think you can tell anymore. I don't think most of you can tell. I don't. I don't think you can tell. I think you're that dumb. Most of humanity is that fucked up that you can't tell. I don't think most of you could tell a big pile of shit that's 3 stories tall, piles of manure from a gourmet restaurant. I think you're that stupid. I really do. Most humans. For the ones that identify and call yourselves humans, good job. You are exactly what this realm wants you to be. You're exactly what they want. You're doing exactly what they want, and you are identifying with the label they gave you. And I don't think there's a way to provoke you from seeing it otherwise. I just don't think that most human beings on Earth can think at all. And you don't demonstrate that you can. You can follow orders, you can repeat, you can memorize and regurgitate. None of that is thinking. I don't see much thinking in this entire realm at all. That's the thing. Every day. And that again shows me what this realm is. I look at what people watch and follow, what you consume in the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's reality. This has been going on for a while. It didn't start this year or in the past 5 or 10 years. This has been a social engineering program, a psyop, through the women's movement, feminism. And this is what you've been doing, engineering. Whether you're aware of it or not, you played your role in it. Most have. So then you come to my channel and say, you can't believe this guy. He speaks his mind. How dare he? Because a lot of you women over the decades have gotten used to controlling men and gotten used to bossing men around and silencing men. And then you come across a man like me that doesn't work. You don't know what to do for these beings to leech off of and eat you. All the better to eat you. You are being eaten, whether you realize it or not. Of course, a lot of you don't realize that. I don't care if that sounds arrogant, because stupid, lazy people always view the intelligent ones as arrogant. You are being eaten. You are being eaten. You have bacteria in your body. You have parasites, almost all of you on Earth. Almost all of you have some in your intestines or in your organs, in your lungs, in your blood, some on your skin. It's almost hilarious, not the suffering, but the view of humans that believe they have it all figured out. And you don't. You just don't. I can see some of you panicking, going, get him off me, get him off me. There's nowhere to run and hide here. You're in a hell realm. Some of you think that you can go and buy some land, acres of land somewhere, get your acreage, and set up an off-grid place where you're not on the electrical grid. You don't have to pay a fucking water bill. You got a well. That's great. You're still in a hell realm. A lot of you will just don't want to face reality. You don't want to do it mentally and spiritually. And you prove that to me all the time, humans. All the time. You're looking for a way to dodge facing the truth of where you are. You want to avoid facing the truth, most of you. You don't look headlong at the truth and face it face to face, as it is, and then strategize and come up with solutions. You want to pretend you're in a good place. I know humans love what's simple. You love simplicity. Most of you on Earth won't even admit you're in a complex realm that's complex and complicated and devious and filled with illusions and lies and deceptions and psyops and a horrible design. And it's the exact opposite of what most people believe it to be. That's too much for most of you. To me, that's the first step. There's a whole staircase. There's a whole stairway to heaven, you might say. I don't think you'll understand. I don't believe most people will understand anything in this realm, because they almost never do. They'll be around me for years and understand nothing. What's the stairway to heaven? That's a Led Zeppelin song. Well, it has to do with Freemasonic imagery. They use ladders and staircases quite often in Freemasonry and in the secret societies and the occult. It's an occult symbol, the staircase and the ladder and the elevator. They show you all the time what they're doing and what they're talking about. Hello, Bobby. Hello. They show you all the time. But humans put more blindfolds on and say, I don't want to look. I don't want to see this. I just want to watch the movie. I don't want to hear about what it means. I just want to listen to the songs. I don't want to understand them. People don't want to understand. The reincarnation spirit trick is strewn throughout pop culture. Your pop culture, whether it's movies, music, is laden with that symbolism and secrets and truth drops. Now, am I telling you to consume all of the fucking Hollywood movies that Movies Maddie has? This is where human minds go. Well, Steven says it's in all this. You don't have to consume any of it. You don't have to consume that stuff because the real truth is right on my channel. You don't have to go to demonic Hollywood, but this is what baby truthers do. They'll say, well, I got to watch more movies. And they just program themselves. You don't just consume Hollywood movies. Hollywood consumes you. Hollywood is vampiric. It eats you. It eats your spirit. It degrades you. It degrades the one thing that most humans don't value anyways, your spirit, what you are, your essence. Most of you have no value for that. You value what's in your pockets and in your purses and wallets and bank accounts and on your shelves and something you can put a for sale sign on like your home or something. That's what you value. It isn't just being materialistic. It's being fucking empty, spiritually empty. And that is most people in this realm. Whether you want to admit it to or not doesn't matter to me. You can lie right into your grave. I just look at it this way. Most people do that regardless. That's what most humans do. They lie all the way into the grave. Until their final moments, they're lying, including to themselves. They could be in a coma and humans would be lying to themselves about who they are, what they achieved in life. Nothing you do here is going to last. See, a lot of you don't want to look at things realistically, in a truthful way. You just want to play games. You play little demon games on yourselves. Nothing here you create will last. Nothing. I know that sounds harsh because it's true. And that's what always sounds harsh to humans is the truth. They treat it like, oh, he's evil. He's mean. How dare he? How dare he tell us the truth? How dare he? And they start shaking their fist and getting angry. Humans, most of you are just emotional. You don't want the truth. You want your emotions fed. You want ups and downs. You want feel good shit. You want to watch scary movies to scare you. You want your emotions played with and toyed with by evil. And they do. They're happy to do it here. They're happy to give you what you want. That's what most of you crave. You don't crave the truth. If there was a great craving for the truth with humanity, there'd be millions of you showing up. Millions. And there's 11 people here right now. And I would say half or more are probably ones lurking that hate me. You show me what you are in this realm. You show me every day. Lest I ever forget, which I won't anyways. I don't need a daily reminder. I'm not like you humans that forgets day to day. Most of you do that. I could hand you priceless alchemical gold one day. It's forgotten by the next day. Not by all of you, but by most of you. Most of you will never take any lessons, spiritual lessons or alchemical gold or spiritual wisdom, as I often refer to it, here and remember it the next day or a week later or a month later or a year later. It's forgotten by that. And I'm aware of that. That's what makes this kind of difficult, pouring energy into something that's essentially forgotten. I'm talking to patients, in a sense, with amnesia, damaged beings, consciously damaged, spiritually damaged, and ones that tend to value anything other than what I'm doing is what humanity, tends to value is anything other than what I'm doing, anything else, including absolute degeneracy, lies, Hollywood programming, you name it. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are jerking off or jilling off to seeing the names on the Epstein list or getting details of what you think these creatures do in their rituals and with sick things. Like a lot of humans are very sick beings, spiritually sick. I don't mean physically sick. I don't mean the flu. Spiritually sick in this realm. That's very common. And again, I don't expect other channels to be mentioning this. They are very human. They'll just mention baby truther stuff. They're at the level of people that come to my channel and sit here and miss the point of what I'm doing and start telling me about the Georgia Guidestones or saying there's a depopulation agenda that maybe I would have bought 10, 20 years ago. But it's something other than that. They feed you shit to get you to latch onto it, cling to it, and to get you to believe that you have this realm figured out when you don't fucking have it figured out at all. You believe you do, but you don't. You're being farmed here in a sense, not just physically, spiritually. And I don't think most people get that. It's not difficult, but I don't think most people get that. I think most of you are fooled when they put up some stones and call them Georgia Guidestones and leave them sit there for 50 years or 40, 33 years, whatever it was, and then they tear them down. They put them up and they took them down. They can fool you in so many ways, and people just want the bait. They want to bite the hook with the worm on it, and that's what baby truthers are good for. You're good for doing what they want you to do. You take the bait to any aware, intelligent being, which there aren't that many left in this realm. There just aren't. Because a lot of you will see a creature pretending to be kind, pretending to be good, pretending to be caring, pretending to be peaceful, pretending to be loving, pretending. You're fooled by it. And they're as obvious as obvious gets. And he's a psycho. And you're fooled by it even when he's exposed by beings like me that show you what it is and help you, and you still can't see. So that's the way it is. I don't have faith that humanity is quote unquote waking up or will wake up. Because it looks to be the opposite to me. You look like you're degrading. You're pretending to see things. And all they have to do is feed you shit like the Georgia Guidestones. That's nothing for them to do. They must be pissing themselves laughing at the millions of quote truthers that bought that and still do to this day. They have you duped in so many ways because you don't see where you are. You're looking to evil for truth, which is, I mean, it's just ridiculous, but that's where people look. They look to evil for truth. You're looking to evil, expecting them to tell you the truth about what they're doing, where you are and what you are. That's who you look to. You don't look to real spiritual beings that are truth speakers. You look to the evil billionaires of this realm, most of you, call yourselves truthers, and you'll read the Georgia Guidestones and this and that they put out there for you. They put out little traps for you, little bear traps, and you walk right into it. That's what people are good at. You're not good at thinking. You're not good at seeing the big picture. You're good at following along. That's what they want. And most of you can't humble yourself to even admit to that. You won't do it. You want to pretend that you see the whole realm and you have it all figured out. And you don't. Some of you will see someone with big hands, a woman with big hands, and immediately you'll jump to the conclusion because you've watched years of YouTube videos. You'll say that's not a woman, that's a man. They have man hands, therefore it must be a man. A lot of you do that because you watch a lot of transvestigation videos. So it's delusional. It's delusions of grandeur, and people believe it, unfortunately. Beliefs are free and easy, though. They don't require anything. People are free to believe all kinds of stupid shit, and that is what people do. I think you've watched a lot of channels before you came to mine, and you got some programming, and that's why those channels exist. Now, you assume that they opened your eyes and they just exist to help you see. And a lot of you little humans, are naive that way, just like the ones that have near-death experiences and assume that the spirit guide who comes along is there to help them. That's what you look like, believing in all these YouTube channels. They want what's simple. and familiar. They want to hear the same things repeated over and over and over again. And that's what these other channels do. They copy, they repeat. And humans love it. So why do I care about the views then? Because it means that my effort is reaching people, is reaching people's eyes, and maybe minds, maybe in this realm. But I know I'm talking to people all the time on here, a certain segment of the audience, whether it's 1/3 or even one half at times, that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. In fact, some people have been in my audience for a year or longer. They think I make money doing this. That's how dumb humans can be. Dumber than dumb. Some of you sit here for a year and you think I make money doing this. Some of you are too dumb to be here, and I'm going to keep pushing you away because I don't want you around me. I don't want beings that lazy and mindless and unaware and dumb around me. I don't. I don't want dummies around me. Some of you get offended by that. Go away. Go somewhere. Go to a channel where they will kiss your ass just to have viewers, and they just say, "Oh, I love that you're viewing my channel, and you're just a fucking idiot, but I love you." I don't love idiots. I don't love lazy-minded beings. I don't love zombies. I don't like beings with no honor, no honesty, no integrity, no morals or values. I don't. I don't. I make zero apologies for that whatsoever. I don't kiss up to groups that gang up like the Rainbow Mafia and others. I would never kiss up to them. If they tried to cancel me, I'd say, kiss my crazy ass. Go fuck yourselves. I'd tell them to take a big rainbow, print it out on metal or something solid, turn that son of a bitch sideways and shove it up your ass. That's what I tell them. I don't bow down to pressure. I don't bow down to the mob, to the herd, to the crowd, to the mainstream mass majority of zombies. I don't do that. Now, I understand fully that most humans do that, though. Most of you view that as normal. You'd call it caving into peer pressure. You'd never say that you're losing your identity to the crowd or that you're a slave to them. And that's the way I see it. You follow the crowd, then you're a slave. You're not a thinker. You're not independent. You're not a free spirit. You follow along with the zombie crowd. You belong here then, in this realm. You can have this place. And some of you still don't know what I'm talking about. I don't want this realm. I don't want to try to fix it because it can't be fixed. In other words, I'm not like most of you on Earth thinking this can be fixed, and you'll spend thousands of lifetimes here doing this and getting nowhere, achieving nothing, making no difference in terms of changing the way it's designed. It's operating as designed. I'm not a fool. I'm not a stubborn idiot like most humans are. Most humans, or as you call them humans, demonstrate that they belong here in this realm. They don't deserve to get out of here. They're made for this place. Things. You don't go by truth, most of you. You go by feelings, what feels good. Now, if you were really wise, which almost none are in this entire realm, you'd say if it upsets me, it's probably true in this realm. If it's difficult to hear and upsetting and disturbing, it's probably really true and really happening here. I don't think that most will ever get to that point of speaking about humanity, getting to the point of saying, yeah, this place is really bad and the truth does hurt. And I'll say it again. I don't think most in this realm will ever get to that level. No matter how many times they come back here, they're getting degraded. They have less chance of reaching that level every incarnation here. They get reincarnated again and again and again and again and again. Now, this makes perfect sense if you're able to think. And there we go again. That's another hurdle. Do I suspect or have faith that most humans are able to think? No, I don't believe that at all because I look at what's observable. Most don't demonstrate an ability to think at all. They follow, they memorize, they repeat, they regurgitate, they follow programs and scripts like robots. That's not thinking. I don't see much thinking going on in this entire realm, and I have not seen much true thought or thinking demonstrated by human beings in my entire lifetime. And that bothers people because it's a harsh truth. They don't want to face that. Just like most people don't want to face evil. They don't want to face that this realm is ruled by evil. And then above that, that's even baby truther level, that this realm's ruled by evil. They'll pick up a US dollar bill and they'll hold it up and say, look at the pyramid. That's just low level shit. That's what that is. If you don't like it, too bad. That's stuff you should have known about 25, 30 years ago. It's low level shit. But they won't go higher than that and say the whole realm was designed by evil. It's not just evil banksters. It's not just the Rothschilds and the Morgan family and the Rockefellers. And it's so much bigger than that low level baby truther shit. But that's the level people stay stuck at, usually for years, decades. In some cases, I suspect they'll be there for a lifetime or many lifetimes. Never get beyond it. It's like a 3-foot or 4-foot wall they can't climb over. They're stuck. Now, if you pay attention and you're aware, you should have noticed that already. That's most baby truthers. If you were magically able to wipe out these, I'll use the baby truther terms, bloodline families that they believe are ruling the world, this place wouldn't change that much at all for the average person or average being, middle class or lower class. The matrix would just replace them. And this is a difficult truth for most in this realm that look into anything because they want to pin all evil on some human beings or what they believe are humans or believe to be psychopaths. And they think they can fix this realm, just taking them out, making changes to governments. This is the simple low level that most quote unquote truthers look at this realm. You're not going to fix shit here from within this place. Not by protest, not by withholding taxes, not by driving without a fucking license plate, risking your life on the side of the road, not by revolution, not by coup against the government, not by assassination, taking out bloodline banksters, billionaires. You're not going to change shit in this place from the inside. There's still people that come to my channel that want me to draw an exit door map in crayons or something and hand it to you. This is what I mean. People are simple. If you're simple, you might as well get the heaviest chain you can get and shackles and just lock it around your wrists or your ankles and just fucking chain yourself to this place. Because that kind of simple shit is not going to get you out of here. Coming to my channel and saying, where's the exit door? Tell us how to get out. I'm not going to watch your videos. I'm not going to look into this deeply. This is a simple thing. Just point me to the exit door. These fucking morons like that. And it's not just one or two. I would say it's most of humanity is that way. You're at that level. I can't help you. You're incapable of even seeing what this realm is. You just are. Left to your own devices, I don't think most human beings can get out of here. You don't seem capable. That's the way it is. You can't even see through deceivers on YouTube. How the fuck are you going to see through demons that are high level in terms of deception, illusions, using trickery, mind control, energy, frequency weapons, all sorts of shit. That's how I look at it. You can disagree all you want. If there's someone here that disagrees, good, great. But you show me that all the time. Humans show me that all the time. YouTube is loaded with scammers, and most quote-unquote truthers watch them, follow them, defend them, support them, either verbally or financially or both. You defend them to me, a lot of you. Most. I could work on this for 300 years exposing them. There's people coming to my channel saying, I wish I had found your channel earlier because they couldn't see what Mark Passio is until they watched my video. Well, if I didn't make that video, would you ever be able to see through them? If I didn't show you. That's the thing. You can't see on your own, and that's a problem. I just got a comment the other day like that. Somebody saying that. It would have saved them a lot of time. Well, how do you ever ask yourself, why couldn't you see through Mark Passio until a video was made by me showing you what he is? How come you couldn't see what he is? I think part of it is because you don't want to. You want false idols. You want to idolize these creeps and liars, and you think that you wear it like with a badge of honor in a sense. You wear it like a badge of honor. There's something about the human psychology. You want to be in a tribe, even if it's a tribe of fools or a tribe of idiots, tribe of dupes. That's why people go to these scammers conferences with thousands of people or hundreds attending. You like that. Most humans like that. They like getting duped, going to the football stadiums and sitting out in the cold, cheering for games that are most likely predetermined. I think humans enjoy on some level, deep down, being duped and being in a crowd, a herd of fools. And most humans are not independent, and they are not thinkers. They're not individuals. They are not individuated, as Carl Jung would say. They can't stand alone. They can't go on a channel and stand against everybody there, not just the panel, but the whole chat room. There could be 500 people in the chat against me, slinging insults, and everybody in the panel could be against me, and I'm secure in being my own being. I'm independent. I'm an individual. These words to humans are just words. They're just empty words because they don't know any better. They demonstrate. They're just herd followers. That's what most people are. And they'll argue up and down. They'll argue that night is day, but they won't admit that they just follow the fucking crowd, and they just repeat slogans and catchphrases, whatever the popular buzzwords are. That's what they do. But again, the vast majority of beings walking this earth don't even know what awareness and paying attention and focus. They don't know the meaning of those things. The only time they focus on something is when they're watching a fucking movie. That's about it. Or playing a video game. They're focused on the screen and moving their little joystick around or whatever device. That's it. You can say that's negative. You can say that's depressing, but you haven't viewed reality. You want to blame the messenger, which is another tactic humans use. When someone's speaking truth about the reality that you're in, you don't want to face that reality. You'd rather blame the messenger. It's not all. And some of you sit in my chat room, you're not even aware that a good portion of the audience right now is lurking demons, haters. And I keep saying it. It's not paranoia. It's just a fact. Some of you can't even grasp that at this point. I wish you could. I wish you were learning something while you were here. There's lots of people that come to my channel for a year or 2 years and they learn nothing. For me, that would be impossible. I could not go to a channel and keep going back and sit there for hours and years and not even learn what that channel was about. I don't see a lot of beings in this realm that hunger for truth and comprehension and want to understand how things work on a deep level. And not only want to understand, but then want to dismantle or end this matrix. So that innocent good beings don't get tricked, don't end up here, don't suffer here. I don't see a lot of that in this realm. What I do see in this realm is a lot of lazy, weak followers, immoral, unethical beings, zombies, demontards, ones that support evil. And I also suspect that a lot of this is set up just to cause further pain and gaslighting to good, honest spirits that do care about the truth and do care about ending suffering. Your purpose is to harm beings like me. It might even be beyond just your purpose in this realm. It might even be your whole existence. And that's why you exist. Not just me, but any beings like me, anything that's close to what I am. You might exist just to do harm to me. And that's your whole point or purpose of existence. That's on the table in terms of the way I'm looking at this realm. Because I can't rule that out at all. It seems to be the case. It seems to be very likely that that is the case. And I do know how that sounds to people who can't see what I see. I know how that sounds. I can look at it from the normie perspective or the baby truther perspective and see how it looks, but you have a lot of work to do and a lot of you have a long way to go. Baby truther, classic example, is people understanding a tiny fragment of how this realm works and raising their fucking arms in the air. And I can't even tell you how ridiculous it looks and how you look full of baby truth or ego, pretending that you're awake and you say you woke up this year. It's just so ridiculous. Raising your arms in the air like you won the truth or marathon, and I'm looking at you saying you've only jogged for 2 blocks. You still have 26 miles left, and you're saying you won. You're nowhere near the finish line. That's really annoying, and I've seen that for years on YouTube. I've seen it for decades in this realm. People celebrate like they've done something. Well, you're still here. In case you need that kind of wake-up call, you're still fucking here in a hell realm. You're not out of the matrix yet. So I wouldn't celebrate too soon that way. And there are whole channels set up to get you to pretend, to get you not to pretend, to get you to believe that you've won already. Matt McKinley, Humpty Dumpty, Quantum of Con Man channel says, we've already won. Quote, we've already won. There's nothing more to do, he says. Reality is just a sentence. He used to say reality is just a half page. But in the last month or two, he's been saying reality is just a sentence. It's simple. And this is exactly what this matrix wants you to believe. And some of you shake your heads and say, it makes no sense. He's a truther. Why is he? You just don't understand how rigged the reality is. You just can't seem to get it. That it's as rigged on YouTube with controlled opposition as it is on television with your fucking TV news. What's the difference? What on his channel is going to help you spiritually get out of here? I haven't found anything. But people will watch that garbage. You're comfortable in shit. And people argue with me saying, I don't like shit. Well, I see the channel some of you comment on. It's beyond disheartening. It shows me you have a taste for shit. Because you're filling your head up with shit, and then you come here and you argue and say you're here to learn. No, you're not. You're here to lie to me. You're not here to learn. If you were here to learn, you wouldn't be filling your skull with shit from scammers, charging money for fucking bullshit. You're following absolute scammers. A lot of you are just retarded, unfortunately. You just are. It's shit that shouldn't need to be explained, and it's just incredible. It's baffling. It's not baffling to me, but it's aggravating. It's not really baffling. I know at this point that most are just incapable. You just can't figure things out, and you're prone to believing stupid lies and following shit channels, and people have a taste for shit. I don't expect there to be many standing outside of this matrix when I get out of here. I just don't. Because people are so easily duped by the most obvious shit. I've exposed some of these creatures for 3+ years, and then I see people still following them. Where have you been? How could you follow them if they're scammers and then claim that you are a truther or a truth seeker? And like you're following absolute fucking greedy scammers that I've already exposed. I'm not even asking you to see through it on your own. You should be able to, but and what are you going to do with the ones I haven't exposed? There's thousands on here, if not millions. And I do think that's part of the design of the realm. And I think that some of you are here just for that, just to be aggravating. I wonder how many true spirits there are in this realm. Spirits that care about the truth itself as a thing at all. At all. They don't actually care about the truth, including the truth of what this place is, where they are, what runs it. I've said this before. If I leave this realm and I'm the only one of my species that was in here and got out of here, or was in here at all, I wouldn't be shocked. That wouldn't create shock for me spiritually. It would be more of a matter of fact, yeah, that makes sense. That's what I thought. There's something very, very different about you. Something very tricky is going on here, and this is a very complex, sophisticated system. This sewer matrix hell realm system, this reincarnation recycling system, is very complex and sophisticated and tricky. It's not simple. Now, almost all the other channels on YouTube would have you believe that it is simple. Well, that works in the matrix, in the favor of the matrix, because you let your guard down thinking it's simple. Really, does it look simple? Does it seem simple while you're in it? Does it seem just like a video game, hologram, all the shit they're saying on other channels that you don't hear me saying? I think most on YouTube that call themselves truthers are too dumb to even see the difference between me and these other channels, these YouTubers with their shit channels and their shit sandwiches like Tony Sayers. I do not believe that the majority on YouTube are even capable of seeing the difference. Just with that, much less understanding my model and my view of this place that I've outlined in thousands of videos and thousands of hours of content of my free time without asking for anything in return. Some of you are too dumb to even notice that. Unfortunately, I've pondered at times, am I in the dumbest reality ever to exist? And it's like torture for a being like me. That's what this place is. It doesn't make me feel good or better or higher up or superior. It's torture for a being like me to see what this place is and to know that most of my words just fall on deaf ears. No matter how hard I try to get my message across, it reaches almost no one. It isn't just wasting my time, energy, breath. It's painful to me to try for decades and reach almost no one ever, anywhere. And also painful for me to think to myself, I've spent thousands of hours doing this. I could have spent that time with someone that cares about me rather than trying to help beings that don't even try to understand what the fuck I'm putting out there. Because most of humanity doesn't even make an attempt to learn anything. I don't call them zombies as a mere empty insult to put them down, or piss ants, or demon tarts. I call them such things because it's fitting. It's befitting of them. It's how they behave. I've said many times, it shouldn't take years to learn what I'm saying. If you come to my channel, you shouldn't have to be here for years and still struggle. There's something wrong then. That's what it indicates to me. Not because I want it to be that way. I wish people could come to my channel and in the first week really start to understand what I'm saying. In 1 week of binge watching my videos. That almost never happens. Almost never. In 3 years. So there's something very wrong. And running these YouTube channels has shown me that very clearly, that there's something very wrong in this realm. With most beings, including the ones who call themselves or view themselves as truthers or truth seekers as well. It's not just the ones who use that infantile truther label that sounds completely cringe and so fucking stupid. There's something wrong. And that's one of the reasons actually that has made it worthwhile running these channels, because it's shown me that it's worse than I even suspected. Over 3 years ago when I started the Sanity Machine, it's actually worse than what I suspected. I really did think I could potentially, if I worked my ass off, reach thousands of people. Not just get thousands of subs, but actually reach 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 or more people that might understand what I'm saying out of the entire realm. And I haven't. I don't think that's possible for me or for anyone. I don't see a great awakening happening. I see a great degradation. I see a lot of pretenders. I see a lot of people playing demon games, pretending to understand, coming here, thinking they're cool or something, but they're not really understanding what this is. I would say one of the dumbest things someone could do is to pretend that they see this realm as demonic and not actually see it as demonic and get the biggest rude awakening that they could ever imagine once they're out of body and the demons come for you. And you're not prepared because you just said the whole time, oh, that's silly. He's crazy. He calls it demonic, this realm, and laughing about it. You won't be laughing. I don't think you'd want to be eaten, torn to pieces forever. Most beings here can't imagine this being a hell realm, the likes of which that would make Bosch paintings look like a fucking picnic. This is a problem, unfortunately, with so many in this realm. They think things just started getting this way with AI. Things just started getting evil with 2020 with the Jabba Dabba Doo. They just don't get it. And they don't go back far enough. And a lot of it is laziness, and a lot is just, they just can't imagine what this place is. You're already in a reality that isn't what you believe it is. You're already believing history. For example, the World Wars, this guy, he thinks that what they fed him is real history. You don't understand. You don't know where you are. That's a problem. I'm not picking on him. He has 500,000 fucking subs. There's a lot of people in this realm like this that will never understand where they are.
Which is what she has not mentioned once. So if God created us, he didn't tell us, go out there and learn, oh, by the way, you're going to get your memory wiped. And God knows everything anyway. Why does he need to send us out here to learn anything?
He said there is no bad, there is no good.
This is another thing that winds me up so much. New Agers will tell you that there's no such thing as good and bad. Can you believe that? Can you actually believe that they have bought into that? This is how far these people have gone. This is how brainwashed some of these people have gone, that they will sit there, look you in the eye, and say to you, Tony, there is no good or bad. And it's absolute frigging horseshit. There absolutely is incredible evil going on in this realm right now. Incredible suffering, which doesn't need to happen, which makes that action a bad action. Who does that benefit if you take the opinion that there is no good or bad? Who does that benefit? It couldn't possibly benefit someone or something that's trying to do bad, could it? Think about it. It drives me mad that people suck this up, take it on as their own belief system, and then will repeat it out to others. Unbelievable that she's saying that there's no such thing as good or bad. Look at the evil in the eyes as she's saying this. It's all there. It's a paradox.
Oh, why would anyone want out of this place? Why would millions of people, it's about 750,000 every year, it's a large city every year, that not only attempt it, but succeed in self-exit. They end themselves. It's close to 750,000 every year worldwide that want out of this place so badly. And there's many more that attempt it. Millions attempt it every year. And people will say it's not a hell realm. Denial be thy name, humanity. You live in denial. Most of you on earth deny and deny and deny where you are, what this place is. You deny the truth. Cradle to grave, you deny. That's what you do. Even the ones suffering. They won't face what the realm is. They won't face what their creator is. There's a lot of people on YouTube, thousands and thousands that come around and they can't understand that much. People don't investigate anything. They have short memories. It's better. Nobody. There would be no need for prayer at all to pray to anything if this were a good realm created by a good creator, by a good God, by a good creator, by a good father figure, whatever people want to call it. There would be no need for prayer at all to pray to anything, including to pray to help others. It would just be automatic and it wouldn't be possible to happen to begin with. There wouldn't be evil here and suffering. There'd be no need for prayer to exist, even as a word, much less as a thing. There would be no need for it. It wouldn't even be obsolete. It just wouldn't exist. It wouldn't need to exist. It shouldn't need to exist. If this was created by a good creator, a good God, a good being, a good source, whatever term. I know humans are very fond of using different terms and saying this is how they dodge things with semantics. Oh, I don't pray to a God or a creator. I pray to this. I pray to the universe, or I pray to source, or I don't call it God. I call it my father. This is what humans do. They're truth dodgers. Most on earth never face the truth, and they can't be honest even about what they do. They can't do it, which is why you'll stay here and suffer. That's your reward to the people thinking that they're clever, thinking, well, as long as I argue with Steven and play demon games, congratulations. You'll just stay here and suffer for millions of lifetimes. Not because I want you to, because you're avoiding the truth. You're weak and you're dishonest. And so most of you are on earth. Most of you on earth will never face the truth for one moment of where you are. One moment, much less a lifetime. You won't strive to face the truth day after day after day, the way I do, because you're not like me. And I know this to be true. I observe humans. The vast majority in this realm don't behave anything like I do. They prefer lies. They prefer being phony and fake and following evil and pretending it is good and praying to demons. That's what you do. You pray to demons. Most of you. That's what you do.
Yasmin, who